Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Hello, I'm Scott Bogie from Combat Sports UK, here with Alexander Lööf, ahead of his Cage Warriors 180 fight against Wesley Maya. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Like I told you before we started recording, I just did some strength and soon I will go on wrestling. So just training, try to be in shape, and soon is war, so it's fun.
Exactly. And how are you feeling ahead of this upcoming fight against Maya?
I feel good, it's like pretty much every camp, you try to train as hard as you possibly can and try to be the best shape of your life every camp. And I feel Maya probably do the same. He's a tough kid, so I bet it will be a banger for sure. So I'm happy for this one.
Exactly. And when did you two start speaking about this potential fight? Because obviously you were both involved in the prize fighter tournament.
Yeah, I thought actually I would face him in the final when I won against Steven. So I was kind of preparing for Maya already, but not at this.
Same
not
level.
like super much preparing for just him, but I really thought I would face him in the final. So I guess this is the final of the prize fight. I don't know, but let's see. I think Quadran, who won the prize fighter, really doesn't deserve the 50 Gs, if I'm honest. So I think me or Maya should have it. So I guess this is the prize fighter tournament final without the 50 Gs.
Exactly. So do you feel like this is the title eliminator? Whoever wins this gets the next shot?
Yeah, I think we could say so. I think Liam already called me out. So if he wins against Quadran, I think he wants to face me if he don't get like a UFC contract or anything. So I think that would be a fun fight. And let's say Quadran wins, I would say both me and Maya have business, unfinished business with him. So I think it could be a potential title fight for sure.
And how did you see that fight against Quadran? So obviously it was a split decision defeat.
Of course, I thought the fight was boring. I think the audience also, the fans, probably thought it was boring as well. But it is what it is when you face a dry humper, kind of, So what you gonna do, man? I try to entertain people. He tried to color with people. So it is what it is. But, of course, I'm disappointed at my performance that fight. I think I underperformed really, really much. I think when I went in the tournament, I thought I would. I thought it would be so much difference, like how it went.
Yeah.
So I really thought that I would just run through Quadran. So I think I underestimated him, and then when he started to take me down and stuff, I just got annoyed, and I really never ever felt like threatened of him. He just held me down and didn't even do punches. So I never felt like afraid, or sometimes when people punch you feel like, oh, I can't be here, because I'm taking damage. He didn't do damage, so I felt I didn't get that fear, if I can say like that.
Yeah.
So I think I underperformed. I need someone that really tried to take my head off, and I think Maya is one of those guys who wants to take my head off. So I think this fight would be pretty much the opposite from the fight before.
And do you feel like you need to try to eliminate that type of fight style in the game of Quadran and Elbin, who just tries to take you down and just keep you down? Don't try to do even any offense while you're down there.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I think I don't want to blame judges or anything, but it's like if someone just holds you down. Of course, he had some submission attempts, so that's fine if we are on the ground. But I think for real, he held me down. I think I looked at the fight one time. He held me without even punching me for 3 minutes or something, and that's of course I need to probably get better on standing up or something, or I just had the wrong mindset, to the fight. I did some elbows and stuff. Probably I could have won the fight if I just lay down on my back and just did elbows the whole fight, because it didn't do any damage. That's why it's probably went to split decision. because he controlled me like 13 minutes probably or something. So it's like could have done stuff a bit different. And I think if I have a full camp on Maya, only prepare for that stuff, Maya don't have a chance. I think it's lucky that it was a tournament stylistic stuff, you know. So we will see. You know, Kodan is good. It's still like respect to him. He won the prize fighter, but just actually sad that someone with that style win 50
Yeah.
Gs, if I'm honest.
And with the fight before that against Aiden Steven, did that go exactly how you felt it was going to go, or did you feel like it was a bit easier than what you thought?
It was kind of both ways. I thought I would hit him like hard, and I knew I could ground and pound, hit some good ground and pound shots on him as well. I didn't really think that he would take my back and have it for such a long time. But when I turned around, I was like, oh, I need to put some damage on him to win the rounds. So that was kind of what I did. And I kind of expected more striking maybe, but yeah, I did a good job. Is like they said in the commentary, I think he's one of the best backtakers in at least the bantamweight division in Cage Warrior. So fair play to him that he had my back, but couldn't finish me though. But still, kind of the fight I expected, but a bit different.
And you've obviously moved from featherweight down to bantamweight. What was the reason for that? Do you just feel you're able to do that weight cut, so the power will still be there?
Yeah, I'm able to do the weight cut. You know, now when I think I have had 4 fights with if you include the prize fight tournament in like 5 or 6 months now. So the cutting part works. It's no, it's of course it's kind of hard to go down to 61, but still I manage it no problem. I feel I have the power. Probably feel like maybe I have a bit more energy in 66, but like in featherweight, but I don't really cut that super much to featherweight. So every time I've fought in featherweight, I felt like, and I asked my opponent also, like when I faced some guys, I like asked them like, how much did you go up? Like, let's say after the fight, I asked them, and they probably weigh a couple more kilos than me. So I would, I thought it would be kind of good for me to go down to 61 because then I'm big or like I'm the same size. So when I fought Stevens, I think he looked almost bigger than me. So I think 61 is good.
And does it make it any easier knowing that you do have fellow countrymen Tobias also fighting on this card?
You know, we I think we both are so focused on just our fight. You know, it's fun to be on the same card as Tobias. We both are entertainers. So I mean, if you have both me and Tobias in the same card, I think you should expect some entertainment. You know, if you go on the event. So it's just fun. You know, just fun to have 2 Swedes trying to mold people in the cage. You know.
And how much would it mean to you if Cage Warriors went and had an event in Sweden?
Ooh, that would mean super much, you know. That would actually be really fun. I think my first ever event I went to, if it's not local, like in Sweden, like a local organization, what was actually Cage Warriors in when they came to Gothenburg, I think. And that was actually my first ever event I went to outside of organizations in Europe and stuff. So would be super cool to headline or just be a part of Cage Warriors Sweden if they come. Like.
And you did do some training out in Thailand, I think, for this camp. How was that?
Oh, super good. I've been to Thailand 4 times now, and 3 times I've been to Bangtao that I was now. So I kind of know what I get when I go there, and it's super high level coaches, super high level training partners, super hot weather. Like if I compare to Sweden, so that is some difference I kind of need to get used to. But it is what it is. You just try to suffer the heat and try to get in shape. You know, so that was super fun. Super fun.
And when are you coming over to the UK for this fight? Are you coming just 1 or 2 days before the fight, or are you going to try to train over here for a little bit?
Nah, I will just go when the Kishore wants to fly me over. I don't know. Last time they flew us over the day before the weigh-ins. I
Yeah.
think when I fought Riley, they flew me out 2 days before. I think so. So that depends on cage warriors. It's not. It's just like 1 hour difference from Sweden, so it's nothing super big. If it would have been in Thailand, for example, it's like 5 hours difference. That would be been a pretty other situation. But now when it's just 1 hour different, that doesn't matter for me. I can fly in the same day if I could, like. So
And how did it feel like when you look back at that Riley fight? Obviously, he is just got the win in the main event, so he is most likely moving over into the UFC. However, you did manage to drop him. How did you feel like that fight went for you?
you mean the Luke Riley fight, or
Yeah,
like? Yeah,
the
yeah,
Luke Riley.
yeah. It was a fun fight. I that's also like stylistic matchups. A fun. I already knew like on before we fought that it would be fun, and I don't even need to think about takedowns. No, nothing. It's just like straight up boxing almost.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew what I was getting, and was super fun fight. Even though I lost, it was probably one of the most funnier things I ever done in the cage, if I'm honest. Even though I lost, but props to Luke Riley. I like his fighting style. So I hope he get a UFC contract, because last finish he had was fucking nice, super nice. So I hope the best for him.
Exactly. And do you see yourself after this fight, obviously Gittins is fighting in this fight as well. Do you feel like if he wins, he's off, he's got the UFC contract, or do you feel like he's just going to stay for that fight against you?
I mean, like that's. I will always say, like, all my losses, every losses I have, probably always want to have a kind of revenge on that
Yeah.
person. I always want to kind of take that loss back, but you need to also think about, like, from his side, from his perspective as well. I think, if I'm honest, I think he just wants to go to the UFC, and I also wanted to go to the UFC, and I think the best scenario would be like if we do the rematch in the UFC. I think so. Really doesn't matter for me. Like, if he goes to the UFC, great for him, and I really hope he comes to the UFC, because he's entertaining. And of course, I hope I come to the UFC as well. So maybe we can do the rematch over there sometime. I don't know, but we will see.
And how did you get into MMA?
Ooh, I was playing a lot of football since I was like
Yeah.
5 years old or something. I was actually pretty good, believe it or not. Was in one of the highest youth leagues in Sweden and stuff, and then I started to behave a little bit shit, outside of football and stuff, and then started to do other stuff. So then my mother told me, like, hey, you can't behave like this. You need to do something with your life. And then she just sent me to an MMA gym she saw in a paper, kind of, and then I fell in love kind of immediately when I was
And
17, I think.
and how does like football kind of correlate to MMA?
You can kick people, except the ball is the face now. So, so,
Where you just go in there,
yeah,
you just picture their face of the ball.
yeah. I think my dream knockout is a bicycle kick in someone's face. So,
And when in the UFC, who are you looking to make that debut against? Do you have anyone in mind, or you're welcoming the challenge?
I haven't thought about, like, if I who I want to have the
Yeah.
UFC debut against. I think it's like almost everybody in the UFC is such a high level, so I don't think it's kind of any difference who I'm facing, kind of. So it's just like whoever they put up against me, I just accept, and then we fight. So I don't really care. It's the same now. I think I haven't turned down anyone that cage warriors have dropped to me. Like, so I'm just here to fight, man, and try to come as far as I can. So I don't really care who stands in front of me.
And then how did the Cage Warriors prizefighter tournament, how did that affect like your contract situation? Was that 2 fights off the contract or was it just the one?
That was before I signed with Cage. I wasn't signed with Cage Warriors before that. I think we talked about it a little bit before. We decided to wait a little bit, and then this opportunity came up with the prize fighter tournament, and then I went on that one, and then after that we signed the contract. So let's say this fight is the first on the contract I have with Cage Warriors, the multi-fight deal contract. So I still have a ton of fights left.
And obviously you want to get that defeat back against Sharzad. You also want to fight Gittins. Is there anyone else in that Cage Warriors that you're wanting to fight, or are you just waiting for that then to step up that level?
I think really I don't really care who I'm facing, but if you look stylistically, I think the most fun fight should be me against Gio.
Yeah.
He likes to throw some hands, and I like to throw some hands, and I think that would be a banger fight. That would be nice if I beat Gittings and then Gio comes up and we have a 5-round fucking fight club in there.
And am I correct in saying that you're at, I think I'm going to probably butcher the name, is it Veseras Fight Club? Is that
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How has that been for the development?
You know, I've always been on Västerås Fight Club, and we always have my coach Jörgen Hamberg have always said to us like, we don't come to have a boring event and stuff like that. So we don't really like to grapple and stuff, you know, like some other fighters do. But you know, we of course we train on that one as well. We mostly maybe train on grappling defense and stuff, but of course we do some offense as well. But mostly we do striking, ground and pound, and we try to make it entertaining. And when people want to see blood, and that was what we are coming for every time. So Västerås Fight Club is not just a gym you go and do stuff. You know, you're trying to please other people as well. So with some violence.
And how hard is it sometimes to try and find the training partners that represent your opponent?
If I'm honest, that's kind of hard sometimes because Västerås Fight Club we're kind of small gym, so we don't have super many fighters, especially on like higher level. So that's one of the reasons maybe I go to Thailand and stuff like that. I try to invest in my career. Some people maybe don't, but I do, and because I really want to climb the rankings and be in the UFC one day. So I feel like I need to invest in my career. So let's say I have like now when I have a fight camp and stuff like that. I go to other places in other countries or whatever, you know, just to try to be in shape and maybe find someone that are similar to his style. I really doesn't care about finding opponents that's similar in styles, but you know, if you find someone that's good, of course, but I really don't put my mind into that super heavy. So
and do you have the benefit of being able to train full time, or do you work alongside the fight?
I work half time right now, so I just work like 4 hours a day and try to train as much as I can, mostly 2 times a day, sometimes 3, but you know, that's one of the steps I'm trying to get to, is just get that work off. So we will see how long that takes. Hopefully just like this fight and maybe next one.
And how is it with with the job? How are they with you knowing that you have to go to London for this fight? You had to go to London for the last one. How are they with giving you that time off?
My job is actually really good. I have maybe not the best paid job in the world, but it's just enough to pay the bills and try to, and let's say the fighter money the fight money I get, I try to save, and then I try to go maybe on camps and stuff with those money. So I can actually start whenever I want to on the day. So I don't have a specific time I need to be on work. So let's say I woke up early one day, I just go train and then I go to work. Or I can do the opposite. Like I can go to work early in the morning and then train again. So I actually have it kind of good. And when I have fights and stuff, and if I want to go to camps and stuff, I just ask my boss, like, can I go? Blah, blah, blah. And then he mostly say yes. And then I just go. So it's actually working really good.
Well, that sounds great, and I know you'll smash it against Maya, and hopefully we can speak ahead of your title fight against Gittins as well.
Thank you. I will.
I'll let you have the final word. Is there anything else you're wanting to add or anyone you're wanting to shout out?
Just tune in when it's time to Sunshine. You know, it will be a proper scrap in there. So I hope everyone will be entertained and let the fist fly.
Exactly. Tune in November 15th, UFC Fight Pass. It's an event you cannot miss.